Hi there, wig lover. This is Heather from CysterWigs.com, and today I am bringing you the famous Blake wig by Jon Renau in the color 22/16S8. So let's talk about the color for a second. That's just because this hair starts out black and then they gradually lighten it to this color, and then they tone it. And that's how they keep it from going super yellow. They tone it, and that's what neutralizes the color of it. So in this case, you know, it's not going to be a true platinum. You know, 22 to a lot of people looks like a true Swedish blonde, looks like a true platinum. But in this case, you gotta kind of think of it a little bit differently, because how are you going to achieve a true platinum blonde from hair that starts out black? You know, it's just not really a great idea. So I think that they made the right call here. And this color looks really pretty. If you look at it, it's very dynamic because it's two colors blended together. It's a 16, which is sort of like an ash blonde. It does have sort of like a neutral undertone to it with a little hint. You could kind of see the toner that they've applied to it. It almost has like a greenish tint to it. So it does neutralize it quite a bit. And then they blend that with that 22, which again isn't quite a true 22. It's still got a bit of that residual gold in it, but they toned it so that way it's not super brassy. So this is the most neutral of the light blonde shades you can get in the Jon Renau human hair. It's really pretty on, and it looks really pretty on this Blake. So Blake is, beyond a shadow of a doubt, a boob hugger. So I know the lighting in here isn't that great, but I wanted to show you what Blake looks like in a full screen shot, because without doing that, I'm not doing her any real justice, honestly, because look at how long this wig is. It's just very long, luscious, straight hair. Beautiful human hair wig. So while I'm here, I'm going to show you what Blake looks like from all sides in this color. And yes, if you could see the clock, that is AM. I'm working really late into the morning for you guys. So isn't this gorgeous? Blake is a really beautiful wig, and this is right out of the box. It hasn't been combed, hasn't been washed, hasn't been styled, never been blow dried. I've not put anything on it. It just kind of came out of the box looking just like this. So yeah, it's princess hair. It's expensive for a reason. I mean, they just give you lots of hair and it's really long. You know, I mean, people pay lots of money for extensions to get this look, and you could just get it with a single wig. So it's pretty sweet. Oh my goodness, I want this wig. Anyway, so the front on Blake, 16 inches long. Long, so long. I mean, that's like past my clavicle, like way down here. The crown down, also long, 17 inches. The nape is another 18 inches, so this is a long wig. The weight on this is about 6 ounces because it's got a lot of hair. Here, let me show you the width of the ponytail. So I'm gonna put all this back for a second. It's about that wide, which for human hair wigs is quite a bit, especially hand-tied ones. Oh, man, that's pretty. Oh, gosh. I need to stop selling myself on wigs. I have like 40 in my personal collection right now, and I'm trying to downsize, and I'm doing a really bad job of it. Because every time I review wigs, I end up seeing like a whole bunch I want, like, which is basically all of them. Oh, it's you guys are such enablers. Anyway, so all right, anyhow, I think this wig is glorious. It is beautiful. I don't even want to take it off to show you the cap construction, but I will, because I owe that much to you. But it's, oh man. And the fact that this has a hand-tied cap, it's just like it's a second skin, you know? Like there's no extra anything. Like I'm touching it here and I can feel my scalp, you know? So there's no like permatease or anything crazy getting in the way here. It just feels like I'm touching my head, which sounds like a crazy statement to make. But if you wear wigs as often as I do, you know what I mean by that. It's like there's nothing else here. There's no filler. It's all quality. So here, let me take this off. So Blake has a lace front. She also has a monofilament top, and they are both completely hand-tied. This whole wig is completely hand-tied. This wig takes an entire work week to make, 40 hours to make one of these. There's really, really super soft fuzzy felt in between the mono features and basically the rest of the cap. That same fuzzy felt is on the ear tabs, as well as a little bit of metal to help keep the ear tabs in place. There's soft, stretchable mesh on top of the elastic to protect the elastic from makeup. People often wonder why higher end wigs enclose this in mesh. Your makeup and your sweat can actually make the elastic stretch out faster, which is great if you've got a really big head. But if you're not a person with a really big head, if you're most women, that can make the wig become ill-fitting. And they don't want that, especially when one's this expensive. So if you're going to invest this much money, they want to help you protect it by protecting that elastic for you, in case you ever wondered why they did that. Extended felt nape, really nice and fuzzy. Velcro adjusters. Again, be careful when you're pulling on this because the elastic is completely enclosed in that mesh. If you pull too hard and that Velcro comes loose, you can actually pull that adjuster into the mesh. I mean, you can fish it out pretty easily with like a crochet hook or something like that, but it's kind of a pain, so you want to avoid that. Just great. I mean, the top of the wig, not stretchy at all, so if you have a lot of bulk up here, unfortunately this cap construction is not going to do you any favors. But this material is quite stretchy, and oh man. Okay, so here is the bottom of Blake in this really beautiful, kind of rare color. I mean, you don't really see many reviews of it, which is why I figured, hey, let's give that one a go. Because, you know, I strive to fill knowledge gaps. It's what we do here. And so, yeah, deliriously at 2 a.m. That's what we do here. Well, 1:36 a.m. So yeah, here is the top of that wig with my finger underneath the monofilament for contrast. You want to be really super careful when you're handling these, by the way. You don't necessarily want to touch the monofilament features or the lace front. I know I do that to show you what they look like, but you know, if you're handling them on a regular basis, you don't really want to touch them. The oil from your hands can actually loosen up the knots and make the hair fall out. Not great. Also, if you handle the lace front a little bit too much, you can actually cause it to fray, which is also not great. Very nice lace front. I'm going to put this back on, and then I'll zoom in on that lace front one more time so you can see the knotting. Wow, this wig. Jon Renau, you are killing me right now. Oh. And I hardly ever wear blondes in real life. It's true, I like almost always wear brunettes or reds. but I may have to become a convert for this color. Now you can definitely tell they put a toner on it, and you can see it in this lighting a little bit better that there is some toner put on it to try to neutralize the gold that's residual from the lightening process. So, but don't hate on it. It's it's a necessary evil if you don't want the color to be gold, because I mean biological products have limitations. It should be our mantra whenever we're shopping for human hair. But man, this is pretty. So here is the lace front. Let me make sure oh, look at how tiny those knots are. I mean, they're a little sparse up front, but that's per usual with these Jon Renau lace fronts. They tend to be sparse up front, and then they get thicker and thicker as they get closer to the mono top, and you can see that's the case here too. That's part of that smart lace technology. But look at how tiny, tiny, tiny those little knots are. Teeny tiny little knots. Now I've got this way pushed up on my forehead so you can actually see them. When I would wear this, I would actually wear this up here, because I mean you should really wear your lace fronts right up on your hairline if you have hair. So I mean, unless you want adhesive, then you need to wear it a little bit lower so that way you don't rip your hair out when you take off the tape. But oh, I don't want to take this off. I just want to pet it. This is the beautiful, gorgeous, decadent, amazing, sensual, insert positive adjectives here, Blake. And I don't say this about all wigs, not even all expensive wigs, because you know what? Not all wigs are created equal. And there are a lot of expensive wigs that I don't like. You know, there are a lot of expensive wigs that require a lot of work before you can even put them on, like the Reba or any of the House of European Hair wigs. They require work before you can even get them on, you know, which is kind of a, you know, I mean, it's not a deal breaker, but it is kind of annoying if you're not used to that sort of thing. But this is ready to roll right out of the box. It's just scrumptious. So, all right, enough, Heather, enough. Anyway, I'm Heather from CysterWigs, drooling over this Blake from Jon Renau in the color 22/16 S8. I hope this gave you a good idea of what this color looks like. It's really lovely. So until next time, have a great night. Bye-bye.